Hello, welcome to Bonky Wellness Diaries, where I show you how to leverage your favorite African dishes to build the body you desire, whether you want to be slim or thick. I have used these same dishes to acquire both, and they're not only delicious, but also very healthy. And in this episode, I'm going to show you one of my favorite but quick meals that you cannot go wrong with, delicious yet healthy for whatever preference. And today I am going to be making Cameroonians, we call it hot pot potatoes. Yeah, hot pot potatoes. And this is just my own version of it. I love this when you are like in a hurry but want something like filling but very nutritious, and you get everything, the protein, the vegetables, the complex carbs to make a whole balanced meal. This is my go-to. The first time I made this, it did not look the prettiest, and everyone at home, I made this for my family. They were judging it before they tried it, and my mom is very picky with my cooking. So when she asked me to like keep making it, she makes the request sometimes. That's when I knew I hit the jackpot. And every single thing, every single ingredient is, unprocessed, whole food. And here is the salmon that I washed. And the two proteins I'm going to be using today is salmon, which I'm going to bake, shrimp, which I'm going to saute as well. And so for the salmon, I'm going to let it bake on its own, and these are the seasonings that I am going to be using. And so like here, I personally, when I buy my seasonings, I prefer one ingredients. I don't like them mixed with their own types of salt, because what the type of salt I use, I buy unprocessed Himalayan pink salt, or any type of unprocessed salt, because like salt, you need salt, especially if you drink a lot of water. My athletes, if you drink a lot of water, you need salt to properly hydrate. It's not just drinking water that's gonna get you this beautiful clear skin. It's also making sure you're properly hydrated. So I don't like to add salt in my water and drink. That's just nasty. But what I do is make sure I put enough salt in my dishes that I eat daily, so I'm already ingesting enough salt. And when I drink my half gallon or gallon water, not gallon, but I at least have a gallon a day water, I feel, well hydrated. So, and also the thing I'll tell you about salt is, it's not, the table salt is the one you should be worried about. All those processed salt with extra additives and preservatives, though, that's what gives the high blood pressure, not your unprocessed salt. This is actually something your body needs to process, so you can be generous with that. Now, when it comes in terms of things like Maggi, like Goya, those are heavily processed seasonings. So I don't use that in any of my dishes ever, except maybe for one thing, but I'll tell you in another video. But I try to reduce as much as possible. And people think, what you need is salt and Maggi and pepper in your food, but no. You can skip the Maggi. The Maggi is what's causing you the high blood pressure, not some good old unprocessed salt. And so you can be generous with it. And the thing about it is, when you're generous enough with it, you don't really need you don't feel like you're missing the Maggi. Because a lot of times people are like, no, my food has to be blah, blah, blah. But whenever they eat my food, they still love it. They don't, I'm like, do you tell you see you enjoyed the food. I didn't put Maggi in it, but you still enjoyed it. So it's literally a mental thing. It took me some time to adjust. But these are just little things. Like, do not sleep on your ingredients. These are on the seasonings you use. Like, these are the staples, the glues of your food. Like, because you use them on a daily basis, you do end up consuming a lot of it. And how your body is a series of little habits. So from like the types of seasonings you put in your kitchen, you buy, that matters. Like these, like I know with black pepper is great for you, it's good for your brain too, you know. And when I buy my black pepper, I make sure all it says that is in it is black pepper. Like you don't need 100 different seasonings in one. Like buy your ingredients, single ingredient seasonings. That's your best bet. So I got my garlic here. I like to use both the fresh and like the dry ones. So the grounded garlic here, and of course the salt, parsley. We call it, I believe this is called manjo, and in Cameroon we call it that. And this is black pepper, like I said. Oh, this is more black pepper. We don't need the extra. And this is white pepper. These are usually like my staples in the kitchen. This is what brings out the flavor. My brother is always skeptical by how my food tastes so good, but I claim it's very healthy. This is what does that. This is what, you know, helps with all of that. And the vegetables I'm going to be using is black pepper, and I'm going to be using cabbage. So with hot pot, you know, you use a mixture of like cabbage, and this has a little bit of carrots in it too. And so that's going to be like, and I'm going to saute that with the shrimp. In addition, I have fresh ginger here, which I am going, and celery, which I am going to, these are all seasonings to me. Like I love one of my favorite things about a lot of the dishes I grew up eating is when you even look at the seasoning, is usually made out of plants, tree barks, you know, you name it, and onions, like celery, onions, I'm trying to think, black pepper. You cannot go wrong with those, okay? So, and I only use avocado oil to cook with. For most of my dishes, because avocado oil has been proven to keep its, you know, nutritional components at even very high heat. So I put a little bit of oil on my salmon, and I salted it to like sit and let it marinate. And I'm gonna put the rest of the seasoning on it, put it in the oven. And then right now the potatoes are boiling. I'm gonna make my potatoes parboiled, then roast it in the oven. And so then I'll cook the shrimp and saute the vegetables on the stove. And then I'm gonna just mix everything together to make a big pot of, like, I guess you would say stir fry, if that's what, I don't really eat stir fries, but I'm assuming that's what the American version would be. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. I've explained to you guys the breakdown. Like, I love this. It didn't even take me as long to like prepare any of these, which is why this is like one of my go-to. And then you have like some avocado on the side. There wasn't any avocado when I went grocery shopping. I was sad, but I usually love pairing it with a good with some avocado. But I did get, it's summertime, got some watermelon, you know, more stuff to hydrate, more stuff great for your skin and your overall body. And so that's gonna be my dessert for today. And thank you for tuning in, and I will catch you when in the middle phase and the end, the grand finale of everything. So yeah,
I parboiled, then baked. Same with the salmon. And you mix all those three together to make the hot pot. And here's also like the shrimp that I made for extra protein. And sometimes I like to just fry eggs and add it on top.